Hey, it's Team Rooney. I told you I would do the White Sox next, and I am. Just to remind you, these are my top three favorite players. I'm not saying they're the best they've ever had, and they had to be retired and play within my lifetime. So here we go. First, I'm gonna do number one first because I just can't wait. Frank Thomas. He also played for the A's and Blue Jays. He was just one of my favorite players growing up. The guy just hit tanks over and over, and they called, and I believe they called him Frank the Tank was one of his nicknames, just because he was so big. One of the best DHs, definitely. Played first base as well if needed, if you were playing an NL lineup, but he mainly played in the American League because of his he was mainly a good hitter, and he wasn't very fast to say the least, but still one of my favorite players growing up. Hit 30 home runs at one point when he played for the A's for one season. Definitely a contributor of one of the best RBI hitters that I've seen, just skill wise, and guy played a lot of games. If you asked him to play hurt, he would play hurt. They also called him the Big Hurt, was a more common nickname because he would crush the ball. It would just like it just would hurt. It would really hurt the other team almost every time he came to the plate. It felt like, especially in his prime. Next, the next two aren't in particular order, actually. In general, because these guys also play for the A's. So just like pretty much every player at the end of their career plays for the A's. So, so some of these I'll just have a connection to because of that. Well, Brandon McCarthy had won the World Series with the White Sox in 2005 as a pitcher, along with Frank Thomas, and those are the only two I'm mentioning from that team that beat the Astros, like I said in the last video. If you want to see that, he also played for the A's. Sadly, despite the fact that he's such a good pitcher, he's best known for hitting a line drive to his head and having some serious damage and time away from baseball. Like, it was really bad. It was a line drive. Forgot who hit the line drive, surprisingly, but he had to be like out and like hospitalized for like a long time. He went back to baseball eventually, ended with the Braves, but that guy is a stud. If you go back out there after that of like 100 and like 50, almost 120-mile-an-hour pitch, ball coming at your head, at your temple, and you yell blood everywhere. That's amazing. And then Sonny Gray ended up replacing him from the out of the his farm system. But that was a scary moment. But it's also really cool that he's just a stud. Like, he's a tough guy. Definition of what an athlete I think should be is tough. And then later on, what came Adam Dunn. He retired with the A's like 2 or 3 years ago. Like in 2018, I think, or 2017. I forget which one. Either way, I think it was the one where the A's blew against the Royals in the wild card game, and the Royals ended up losing to the Giants in like Game 7, barely. Well, yeah, I like him because they call him the Big Donkey. It's kind of a funny nickname, and he was the size of a small forward. He was like LeBron James. He was almost what's a better thing? He was like don't mind the notification. That's actually an MLB 9 innings 20 notification. He was 6'6", 285 pounds. That's like a small forward in general. It's on the average size for a small forward. It's not a big small forward, but he could definitely play as a big shooting guard or a small forward size-wise. He also had 462 home runs, which is pretty good. If you get anywhere around over 450, you did pretty well. Over 1,000 RBIs, 1,100 and something RBIs, which I believe 28. Yeah, and so I thought that's just a well-respected player too. He was just I felt like he was just fun to watch. A lot of clutch hitting for him over the course of his career. He was able to play left field as well as first base, mainly DH. Once he got to the AL, he long-term NL player with the what do you call it? with the Reds. He also played for the Nationals at some point in there. But in his American League career, he mainly played DH. That's it for this video. I had a lot to say in this one, but it was definitely. But I hope you enjoy the video. Don't feel free to subscribe and drop a like. Also, I really like comments because I like replying to comments because I really enjoy talking sports with people. And even if you had a disagreement with some of the stuff I say, let me know your stance, and we could both hear where each other are coming from. All right, bye.